Hey guys, Edison here, back again at my usual spot on this brown table, and I'm going to be going over my August CGC submission. The biggest change I'll say for this is you're going to see a lot more old back stuff. You'll see it anyway. You see a lot more old back stuff, a lot more of stuff from like 2000 to 2004, around that era. And I switched back to sending stuff in myself. Before, I was sending stuff in with Ludkins for the past like 3 months, but they are just delayed, so I'm going to go back to sending under my own account. Because I have a CGC account, I might as well use it. So Kabutops, I forget, honestly, I get a lot of these Neo sets confused because they all begin with Neo and I didn't memorize the set names. But I think this is Crossing the Ruins in Japanese. Really nice Yama. And I got a lot of these in a collection that you would have seen a video on. It was like with the Grand Party card that I got in, the Grand Party trainer. I got a lot of this like old back hollows in, but after getting it in from that, I've just appreciated how nice old back hollows actually are. I mean, these are beautiful cards, and the price points on them they're still so affordable, and you can still pick them up for great deals, especially compared to English counterparts. Here's a cool Marshadow Machamp alt art. A couple of those Sandaconda V alt arts that were pre-release cards. You've seen in the past I was purchasing full arts from X and Y, so Sceptile. Here are some, I think it was like Family Shop promo EVs. This card isn't English, but I'm not sure if the English one is a holo or not, but regardless, it's still worth picking it up in Japanese. I'm sorry if you hear stuff outside. There's construction going on, people working. Lucario Melmetal GX Hyper. I'm taking a break from Hypers. I have a lot of them to get through, so I'm not going to buy some for a while. Yveltal EX, Megalopunny and Jigglypuff GX, Mega Sableye Tyranitar GX. You can just see I purchased a bunch of them, and at the moment I'm going to hold out because I still haven't got back my original ones that I bought. So I don't really have a frame of reference if they sell. So to me, that's like just a sign, like chill out, wait till you get some back and submit more later. Another XYEX. Oh, this might be, yeah, this is XY. This is one of those really nice alt arts of Celebi and Venusaur. My favorite EXs, full arts that they did with the Phantom stuff. Deoxys. This might be Giovanni Scheme, something like that, but it's just a cool full art. Random Blissey from, I want to say Aquapolis, but it's the second e-reader set in Japanese. Nice holo. Here is a Champions Road Miracle Berry. It's the special version. This isn't one of the Neo sets, but like the special version from Champion Roads has the stamp. Same thing for the berry. Next up are some more old back cards. You see these come in like two different names. You either see Picasso's Touch. Oh, I forgot the set, like the name that CGC has them registered under. But if you search Picasso's Touch, you'll find these. These were pretty early on old back promo. Some really nice holos. Like, look how beautiful that is. The holo they did on these cards is phenomenal. But Slowking, Jumpluff, Unknown A. I believe this is A. I'm just assuming that it's A because it looks like an A. Smeargle. This is a card that if you know Japanese promos, you know there's two versions. There's a Tropical Mega Battle one, and then a Koro one. This is the Koro, and the way you can tell is it's glossy. Fortress, the Koro Giovanni promo. This one's pretty beat up. I mean, I say beat up to reference like a 6, which I think is a pretty plain card. But Koro cards are pretty beat up in general. Like, they're pretty rough shape. Nadawake Sunkern. Crossing the Ruins, Houndour. This artwork's amazing, just him in the bush. Magnezone EX full art, Sabrina full art, Sabrina suggestion. This is actually one of my cards that I found when I was going through my childhood collection, just trying to find what I used to have. And it's a Dialga level X from a half deck. I believe when I was in Japan to visit my family in Tokyo, when this had come out, I think my aunt purchased it for me. So it's always nice to see stuff you had as a kid pop up. Nagandale, Skarmory EX full art. These XY full arts are just really dynamic. You lost that in Sun and Moon. You kind of lost how nice the full arts are. But Sword and Shield full arts have really brought it back, much more akin to this XY stuff. The Dene GX Hyper, some more hypers. I'm just gonna go through them quick. As you can see, some more old back, Azumarill. The biggest difference too is when you're doing when you send stuff to Lycans, you can just throw it into like a box and ship it to them. But doing this all by hand for CGC, I had to like figure out the names for all these cards and input them all individually, which is quite taxing. These are some Ana Airline promo cards. So you have Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno. And there's also a Flying Pikachu as like the set. I forget what this one's from. This was Electabuzz Old Back promo. Here we have a Jungle Flareon, a base set Poliwrath with a really heavy all over holo. You can see right there. All those spots are the holo. This is Erica's Vileplume. And this old back stuff is great. And you're going to see this probably from the next 2-3 months worth of submissions. You're going to see a lot of old back because I've been pretty much clearing out any old back that I can find in mint condition for like sub $10. Yanma, beautiful Butterfree. This is a Trainer's Magazine Steelix, Korokoro Cleffa, Sabrina's Alakazam, Korokoro Scissor. I think this is the Korokoro Surfing Pikachu, Vending Series 1 Mewtwo, Neo Premium File Entei, and Pichu. These are cards you've seen me have in the past. Manectric Full Art, Magerna, I think is the name of it. Magerna EX Full Art. This is like an Umbreon from the Neo Premium file. This is the Espeon that corresponds with it, and the Eevee. Here we have some Eevee promos. These were Gym Challenge ones, but they are holo. And I don't really like the non-holo Gym Challenge ones. You probably will never see me buy those to grade. I really do like the holo ones because they pop. This is Looker Full Art, Channeler Full Art. These were Eevees from one of the Sword and Shield sets. I forget what set it was, but this was like the pre-release card for it, just with the stamp. I think it was like a pack purchase card. Here we have some EXs, and this is another card you're going to see me submit a lot of over the next couple of months is EX. Altaria EX, Kyogre EX, Shiftry EX, another Shiftry, another Flygon, 2 Flygons. Let's get to the next pile. Is Crobat EX, Venusaur EX. These are all like 7 to 8 minimum. Some of this stuff is probably 9s, but this is all like Minty EX stuff. Deoxys, 2 Deoxyses. A Dugtrio from the first Expedition set, base set. I think it's in Japanese, it's like base set expansion. It's like the name for the expedition. Electrode, Metagross GX, some Korokoro promo, Regigigas. I do like Regigigas. I don't know if it's like a Gen 4 bias, but I really do think he's a cool Pokemon that people kind of disrespect. So I feel bad for him in that regard. Thievul Korokoro, Indeedee. You've seen this in the past. This was a Poipole from a pack purchase for like Ultra Prism, I want to say. It was like one of the Ultra Beast sets. Shining Volcanion, Professor Oak's Setup, I think. Blues Tactics, Budget Hyper or Venusaur Celebes. This is just like a random set Lily card, but it was really cute. So I picked it up, and I think in English it's only released as a League promo. So if you consider it's like a Japanese set exclusive, there's no English set equivalent. This was that free Weezing I got. Ludicolo. This was just a random cheap promo I picked up. Vending Series Mewtwo. Shoot, I forget the name of this, but this is one of those Imakuni cards. I forget the name. Oh, it's from Vending Series. But this is one of those cool ones that has like the unique back. So you have all the Pokemon on it. I mean, these are really cool. I really do like these cards. This little piece of history as unique backs come. There's not many cards that have it. These all do. These are... Damn, I forget the name of these. I think this is like 3x3 Dugtrio battle or something like that. This is 3 deck battle, and then this, I forget, something deck. And then the final one is this Imakuni. Oh, I forget the name of this too. A lot of these Japanese promos early on are very hard to remember the names of because they're not just simple Pokemon names. So we're done with this. And then what I did was I'm trying to get off of sending stuff in with card savers just to save me money and time because card savers are not cheap. not cheap at all. And it's a nuisance for me to have to re-sleeve everything into card savers. It becomes very hard and difficult to store cards that are saved in card savers as well. So I'm doing team bags. I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge, you can submit. I submit to Ludkins in team bags with sleeves. I'm not sure you can submit to CGC, but a couple people have told me that's the case. So what I did for that is I just marked them. So this is the first lot. So I know the order that I have to put them into the packaging to CGC. Just more old back stuff. Espeon, Wobbuffet, Muck, Misty Trainer, Misty Seadra, Lieutenant Surge Furo, Tyranitar, Jumpluff, Corocoros, Sabrina's Dratini. So a lot of these cards you're about to see, I'm going to explain that there's the Corocoro version, there's a set version. Oh, this is Erica's Dratini, sorry. The biggest way you could tell if you're looking for this stuff is the Corocoro stuff is all glossy. It's like a vending series card. It's reflective, while the regular stuff is just basic Japanese, like the basic stock. So here is the Corocoro Misty's Tentacool, Corocoro Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz. These older Corocoro stuff aren't as cool because they're pretty plain. Like there's really no way of knowing unless you actually look at the card in person to tell. Like there's no stamp or anything. Like this version, there's a Corocoro. Oh, not this one. This is just a Corocoro Meowth. It's the same art that comes on the sets. And this card here is like 4 different versions, maybe 3 different versions of this card in Japanese. But you just have to know that this is the Corocoro one because it's glossy. Brock's Onyx. This is a Corocoro Pikachu. This was the Corocoro. I remember looking this card up because I couldn't remember the name. It was Koga's Ninja Gym. Koga's Ninja Gym. Erica's Bulbasaur. Sabrina's Abra. And these are beat up, dude. Like these are probably 5s. But I do really think that there's value in that old back promos, even in low grade. This is a really off-center Magnemite from Crossing the Runes. Brock's Ninetales. This is a set card with a nice all-over hollow. You find a lot of all-over hollows in Japanese old back. Definitely not in the same amount that they're a lot more common than like English old back stuff. Vending series Electabuzz, and then some Giovanni's Exile Full Arts. So that was the first team bag. I sorted them by 25 cards per bag. So when I get a lot of cards, when I get a bunch of cards in, I just randomly mix up different purchases. How should I say this? I get a bunch of stuff in the mail and I mix it up. So when I grab a team bag like this of 25 cards, it's pretty assorted, and it's not just going to be like the same cards from the same set. You'll have like a mix of Japanese and English. You'll have a mix of old back, new back, and different eras. Sorry if I didn't explain that well. Another box. We have some EXs. These are all going into CGC. Electrode EX, Mycargo EX, Altaria, 4 Altaria EXs. This was in one of my recent pickup videos. Dustox EX, I believe. 2 of those. A Cacturn EX, a Muck EX, a Flygon EX. Some of these Pikachu cards. This is one of my favorite Sun and Moon Pikas. I still think this card is a good buy. It's like $10 still, pretty much where I purchased it. I think if you could buy it, throw them in a graded sub, and get them back in a year, you're going to be thanking your past self for doing that. So I'm saying 3 in. Morpeko V full art. I do actually like Morpeko as a Pokemon. I know it's popular. Metal Energy. This is a promo. I want to say it's a Trainer Mag one. I think this is the Trainer Magazine Metal Energy. This was a Trainers Magazine Smeargle. These are like the most questionable submission stuff, but I just had these lying around and they looked really mint. Like I was banking on 9s. So I was like, oh, I might as well send in these random commons. These are Pikachu's a lot more justifiable, but like Poliwhirl and Scyther, I might end up actually hating that decision. But if I can sell it for $20, I think I'll be happy. Some Toys R Us cards, Meowth, Clefairy. These cards don't sleep. Like these cards are hard to grade as well. So like low grade, I think they're still fairly low prop and high grade because they're just super damaged in that packaging. And a Dragonite FB, which is a League promo. We have 2 more bags like this, and then I also have cards that I'm sending off in my standard submission to CGC. So I apologize for how long this video is, but you have to understand, like, this is a lot of cards that I have to go through. And I know some people like seeing what cards I send off to CGC to get a reference of what I'm grading, but I also need to do this so I remember exactly what I sent in. Merrill, McDonald. Oh, I bought all these McDonald's promos. I forgot to do a video on it, but I guess we'll see them here. Merrill McDonald's, Lantern McDonald's promo. I think Natu is the first form. Sandshrew, Tyrogue McDonald's, Mareep, Hoppick McDonald's. He's literally just bigger than a mountain, just chilling. I like that art. Totodile McDonald's promo, Cyndaquil's McDonald's promo, Growlithe, really cute Fanfi. Togepi McDonald's, and then some set cards. Dark Crobat Japanese. This, oh my god, look at that artwork. Crobat with teeth looks a little goofy, but I mean the moon in the background with the Crobat shadow reflecting on it is nice. Manectric, Shedinja, Huntail Hollow. This is like that, what I mentioned in the beginning, like that early 2000s Hollow stuff is what I've been picking up in promos. 7-Eleven, Ludicolo ADV, Dark Houndoom, Dark Scyther. This card is beautiful, by the way. Beautiful card. Meganium Hollow. Darkrai EX I picked off of TCG Player. It's probably like an 8.5, is my guess. It's dinked on those corners, but I don't feel like selling it raw, so I'm just going to worry about selling it graded a year from now, more or less. Vaporeon. This was from Vivid Voltage Blisters, some Alakazam Vs, and then Absol EDV 7-Eleven Hollow promo. I think we have one more bag, and then we can go over my standard cards. The standard stuff is good. I'll probably just throw a link. I probably will have it set up so that you can just skip to the standard stuff. Because that's cooler stuff. Like higher end, and I think some people just prefer seeing the more valuable stuff go out. And finally, my last bag is Feraligatr Delta Species, Metagross Delta Species, Meganium, Venusaur, Dragonite EX. This is super beat up, but I sold like a CGC 6 copy, I think, for like $65 within an hour of listing it. So, I mean, I paid quite a bit less than the 65 for that copy. So I'm just replacing it. Magnemite, I think. Yeah, why am I? No, Magneton. I don't know why I struggle with that. Here is it's Stormfront in English, forget the Japanese name, but it's a really clean copy of this Charmander. I think it's a secret rare. Oh no, it's not. In English, it's a secret rare, I believe. But it has like a dent right there. But still great artwork. Wigglytuff EX. These are Korokoro Groudon EX promo, Kyogre promo, Korokoro Amaldo EX. This is a McDonald's Latias. Some 7-Eleven Mudkips. When I bought this card on a listing, I thought it was hollow because like the little stars in the background I thought were sparkles. But the same thing, like I don't feel like being bothered to sell this raw, so I'm just gonna grade it. Dusclops. These are set cards. Really amazing, Beautifly. This era is appreciated for the EX cards a lot. Even like Diamond and Pearl are really appreciated for level X's, but a lot of the hollows are low pop and really nice art if you can get your hands on them. Ludicolo. This is the 2008 Battle Road Gibble. Something along those lines. Just a cool hollow card. Here's a Flygon 7-Eleven promo. 7-Eleven Meowth, great hollow. Delcatty, really nice. Delcatty has some amazing arts from this era. Torchic, Half-Tech Torchic. This one's cool too just because it has the Torchic set symbol, bottom right. Here is the non-hollow version of that Flygon. And then finishing off on a Dustox hollow. But look at that card. Wow. I appreciate these hollows so much more than I think I did. I was super into full arts for a long time, and then obviously EX cards. But I'm like circling back around to realizing that hollows can be beautiful, especially older hollows are just, you really can't beat it. Let me put this back. And now that we're done with this like kind of bulk stuff, I should mention this too. Like this stuff is all going bulk to CGC with no subgrades. Some people have asked me in the past if I do subgrades and like how do I value it. With the current cost of grading, I'm completely over subgrades. I'm not doing them anymore. It's too much money. This card I'm sending express because I really want to get it back. This is the first card. Just a Dark Dragonite first edition from Team Rocket, but you can obviously tell it's super miscut. You have the printer misalignment dot there. And then this is my standard order. Rocket's Mewtwo EX. It's a little off, it's not little, it's really off center left to right, which has me thinking CGC is going to give this like an 8 on centering, so the highest it could be is like an 8.5. It's a little rough, but like there's really nothing I can do. The card's off center. I think it's just how it is. Daisuke Fan Club card. This is the Neo Genesis. Oh, it's a full hollow blade too. Really cool. This is Neo Genesis in English. I forget the name in Japanese. Oh, Japanese is Gold, Silver to the New World. The names are quite extravagant in Japanese. This is Dark Charizard from web series. This was like one of the first cards that I ever resold a year ago that I graded with CGC and resold then. I mean, that card sold for a lot. I sold that one for, it was like an 8.5. I sold for 600, like in the hype of Pokemon. So I'm always happy to get this card back because it's really cool. And they're so much nicer and rarer than the typical Dark Charizard. Dark Blastoise Web, Rocket Scyther EX. So you're actually going to see, I have 2 sets of Rocket's Entei EXs and Suicunes. I'm contemplating, there's a mint copy in here. There's a mint set. I'm thinking of sending the mint set to BGS because the BGS is obviously a lot lighter, easier with the grades, and I think they have a chance at a 9.5 at BGS. So I think that's what I might do because for the price difference, the price difference between a CGC 9 and a BGS 9.5 is really significant. A BGS 9.5 is a lot closer to a PSA 10 in price for a lot of cards. So I think that's the route I'm going to end up going. So you'll see the 2 sets here, but they might not actually be going to CGC. Here we have Mew, Delta Species, Gold Star. Sorry. This one was really beat up. I consider it beat up. This is probably like a 6, a mid-grade copy. Here we have a 102 Pikachu, 102 DPP, which is a really rare Pikachu card. Here we have some Unlimited World Champions pack. You saw I did my video talking about rarest gold stars. I sent my nice copies to BGS and those are on their way back. I'll do a video on that. And these are like the more roughed up ones that I'm just going to send in standard. They're probably mid-grades, like 5 to 6. Here is a Play Mew. Some people call it Window Mew. Here's another card that I was contemplating sending to BGS. It's a Stormfront Charizard. And the final card that's going in the CGC sub, wrapping this video up, is this really miscut Blastoise EX. I think this is Evolutions. I think 108 is Evolutions, because I know this is in XY base set too. But it's just cool. When you see like, seeing the hollow border shifted is really nice. And that's it. That's this CGC sub. It's a pretty healthy mix of a lot of cards. And I hope you liked it. I'm really, really happy with what I'm sending in. I cannot stress how excited I'm going to be when I get them back in probably a year. Have a nice one.